Hello, hello. My name is Lindsay, and I will be guiding you today in your practice to help release stress and anxiety that may be stored in our bodies and affecting our minds. So, wherever you are, maybe taking a nice deep inhale in, releasing a sigh out, allowing yourself to really anchor into the present moment, into the here and now. Maybe even taking two hands over the heart. And we'll begin by going into a little bit of tapping on the chest here. If you notice, I'm using my fist, but you can feel free to use your palms or your fingertips, whatever feels best for your body. Taking nice deep inhales into the chest here, and releasing with a nice sigh. Taking a moment to brush off the chest before we get into some tapping on the arms. Going down the inside, flipping the arm, and then up the outside, all the way into the trap region, into the shoulder, where we tend to hold a lot of our stress and our anxieties. The direction here is important as the yin meridians flow down the inside and the yang meridians flow up the outside. Now, again, I'm using my palms, but feel free to use your fingertips or fists. Coming back to the chest just for a bit. Again, maybe brushing off some of the excess energy before we get into our ribcage region. Starting at the armpit on one side, tapping direction goes down into the ribcage and then down into the hip. Repeating the same thing on the opposite arm. Starting at the armpit, down to the ribcage region, then down into the hip. Getting that side body. Now gently leaning forward and beginning to get into the lower back area. This is where our kidneys live. And in Chinese medicine, the kidneys are related to the emotion of fear. So helping that move through the body. Now getting into the hips before we move down the outside of the legs and then up the inside of the legs. Again, the direction here is important. Taking a moment to pause, recenter, before going into spinal breathing, bringing our hands to cactus pose. We're going to inhale as we look up and arch the back. On the exhale, we're going to tuck, round, and curl, bringing our chin into our chest. Again, inhaling as we rise and look up toward the ceiling, and exhaling as we round forward. Very similar to cat-cow, standing modified form, if you are familiar with yoga. And making sure to keep the knees slightly bent, supporting the flow of qi through our lower limbs. Again, connecting each movement to breath, inhaling as we look up, and exhaling as we roll forward. Next, going into a qigong form called picking the cherries. Extending one arm up as we gently lean over to the opposite side. Allowing a deep stretch in our side body. Our gaze here can either be towards the arm and hand, or it can remain forward, whichever you prefer. Focusing on keeping the hips anchored down. All the movement here coming from the upper torso and the arms. Again, maintaining a nice slight bend in our knees. Now bringing the arms down, rotating the hands out, and coming into a form called spreading the feathers. Allowing the neck to form a quarter circle toward one side as you really reach the opposite arm down, feeling a nice stretch in the neck all the way down into the arm. Once you feel complete with one side, go ahead and switch to the other. Making sure to still be engaged with those breaths. Slow inhales in, slow exhales out. Next, going into a forward fold, allowing the arms and the head to hang heavy as we fall forward towards the ground. And slowly rising up to standing. And looking up toward the ceiling, pulling the shoulder blades back together. And repeating at whatever rate feels best to you. Exhaling as we fall forward towards the ground. Inhaling as we lift up and open the front of the body. Slowly returning back to your center before going into a modified shakeout. Allowing all of the movement to stem from the lower limbs as we gently invite a twist from the right to the left. Option here to add on the Qigong sound for the earth element, which is WHOOOO, pronounced so allowing each exhale to be paired with that sound. This sound helps to remove anxiety about the future, worry about what's to come. And if you'd like, you can bring that shakeout up above your head or even down below. Always encourage you to make it your own. Give your body what it is asking for, which is different for everyone. Now going into the next form called dredging the channels. Grasping opposite forearms here. And coming through, sweeping beside the head, down the sides of the body, making a fist as we inhale up and sigh that down. Repeating the same thing from the floor, sweeping the insides of the legs, up and over the head, fist, and exhale. Again, starting from the top, scraping down all the way, making a fist, and exhale, sigh, release, shaking that off. Again, sweeping the insides all the way up high, go into a fist, and exhale, shake that off. The imagery here is like our emotions are stored in a gutter on a house. With the force of our hands and with aid of our breath, we are moving all of that stagnant emotion out of the body. Again, starting from the top, wiping down the entire sides of the body. Inhaling as we lift and exhaling, drop, release. From the bottom inside, up the outsides. Inhale up, shake off, release. Now going right into heel drops. Inhaling as we lift onto the toes, arms come up. And exhaling as we drop the arms, bringing the heels down to the ground. Inhaling through the nose, out the mouth. Noticing the sensation of the heels as it makes contact with the floor. Taking a moment with your hands at your lower dantian center, going into a form that connects the kidneys and the heart. Inhaling as we lift the palms up towards the chest, and exhaling the palms down with the healing sound of inhaling through the nose, exhaling, bringing the water from the kidneys up to nourish and calm the fire of the heart. Going right into our next form, bringing one hand on top of the other, inhaling as we open, exhaling as we close and contract the slight bend of the knee. Called Chi holding the moon. Imagining there being a large orb in between our hands. Inhaling, bringing that energy outward, and inhaling, contracting that circle in. Just a few repetitions here. Inhaling as we open wide, exhaling, contract. One more, inhaling, open. This time, exhaling, bringing the hands down to the side of the body. Gently shifting over and bringing one arm up to eye level. Shifting the torso over to the opposite side as we switch hands. Gaze is toward our middle finger. And this form is also called cloud hands. Just imagining the hands floating like clouds across the sky. Maybe even imagining that you're out in a pasture or out in a grassy lawn. Allowing the focus to stay on that middle finger, the head to travel with the shoulders, the hands and arms to move like they're moving through molasses. And exhaling, bringing the arms down to the lower dantian center. Taking a moment to ground down, anchoring any residual chi we've conjured up throughout our practice thus far. Then inhaling, bringing the arms, crossing them over, pulling them in front of the chest, and then dropping them palms down. Again, inhaling, lifting up, pulling across the chest, and exhaling, palms down. The point we're stimulating as we inhale and cross the wrist is a point that's approximately 3 finger breaths below the wrist crease, called Pericardium 6. And by pressing on the inner wrist with our opposite wrist, we're able to stimulate this point. The pericardium, anatomically, is a structure that envelops and protects the heart. So stimulating this point with pressure, allowing us to feel protected and safe. Inhaling, lifting the arms up, and exhaling, bringing the palms down, cleansing our energetic field. And allowing one hand to be above the other at the lower dantian. Preparing to go into a form called focus form. Bringing all of that energy into our center. Inhaling, one arm up. And allowing that arm and hand to drift through our midline down toward the center as soon as it reaches, starting on the opposite side. Again, inhaling with the arm up and exhaling as it drifts through the midline. Option to gaze at the hand as it travels down, or to follow the hand by rotating the neck, allowing the gaze to follow the hand as it rises through the side and all the way down the center. Inhaling as we rise, exhaling as we fall. Cleansing our field for the last time of our practice. Inhaling, rising the arms up. Exhaling, anchoring down. Again, inhaling, palms up. And exhaling, palms down. Placing one hand on the lower abdomen, the other hand on top. Taking a moment to anchor in your practice for the day. Nice exhale, sigh of relief. Now you can begin your day anew. Thank you for joining me.